Hello everyone, and today a new secret episode of Skibidi Toilet Multiverse was released on domstudio's channel. And in this video, I will make a full and complete analysis of it for you guys, as well as explain everything that happened in here exactly. And I will also find all the secrets and Easter eggs of this episode and build new theories about what the future episodes may hold for us. What happened to Big Clockman? And how did the agents manage to resurrect him? What is hiding in this place, and why did we hear the clock ringing somewhere in the distance? If you want to know the answers to all these questions, then get your tea and snacks ready and prepare to watch this video to the end, because it will be very interesting. And let's go! So in the first couple of frames, we can see a rewind of events that happened sometime in the past. And at the bottom of the screen, you can also notice one extremely curious inscription, which says that this is the first timeline of the multiverse. And actually, I have an answer to the hypothetical question of what's going on in this special episode exactly. And I'll answer this question at the end of the video, so keep watching it to the end, not to miss the most important part. Well, all you need to remember now is that flying away on the helicopter, the Big Clockman used his power and then passed away. And in this frame in general, you can guess at what point in the series it actually happened, but yet again, we'll talk about this a little bit later, so stay tuned. And immediately after this rewind, we get to the city we already know with Big Ben placed in it. And here in the middle of the night, the forces of the Alliance are fighting with Skibidi Scientist. And having crushed poor Skibidi with his gravity cannon, Titan Cameraman is preparing to kick the bald Joe's ass. But at this moment, Titan TV Man teleports to the place and begins to scold other Titans, saying that they had to buy some more time, which is most likely meaning that they had to delay the arrival of the Alpha until the moment when the Clockmen and others agents will be able to evacuate from the base. But Skibidi Scientist does not let him finish his sentence and sneakily attacks Titan TV Man from behind. But fortunately, he could not inflict serious damage on him, and they fly away together while hugging each other, leaving the Titans alone to have some fun in this big city. And immediately after that, the acid Skibidi skeleton destroys the gravity cannon of Titan Cameramen, and following the other Skibidi toilets, Counter Titan also arrives to fight. And in fact, this is the very first meeting of the Titans with this monster. Well, and not surprisingly enough, he has a huge advantage over all the Titans presented in here, so he easily deals with each of them. And he even tears off both hands of the poor Titan Speaker Man, thanks to which the Red Bro now becomes the champion in the number of simultaneously severed hands. So I can say that he even took this title from Titan Cameraman already. Well, and in the process of this fight, we are getting transported to the room that is located right in the building with Big Ben. And here the events take place that I described in my previous video. So, in case you haven't watched it yet somehow, I recommend that you watch it too after finishing this video, because there was some really important info. So if you still want to ask Dom Studio a question regarding his multiverse, then keep it in mind that tomorrow I will ask them and start making a video about it. So hurry up and leave a comment with your question in the comments to my previous video. Okay, but I digressed a little bit here, so let's get back to the special episode. So all the main clockmen are gathered here in this room, and in the middle of the room lies the large clockman who self-destructed a little bit earlier as he was using his powers to the fullest, and soon I will answer you why exactly he did it. So in attempts of trying to fix this poor guy, Clockwoman fails her mission, although in the 7th episode we saw how she was able to successfully connect the two halves of this guy without any problems, which means that the damage to the Clockmen which were received during the usage of their powers cannot be repaired at the snap of one's fingers just like that. And realizing that there is no other way out, the Chief Clockman knocks his cane on the floor, after which the streams of energy begin to flow out of him and then turn red in color. And apparently, as I have said before, this place is a source of something, but not in exactly the way we all previously thought. And the red energy seems to be the most powerful variation of the time force that even their boss can't handle. Already unable to hold such power, he almost falls to the floor, but the Clockmen came to the rescue right on time. They got to be holding hands and distributing this energy among each other, so that allowed them to finish this job successfully. And it seems to me that this scene is some kind of reference to a movie called Guardians of the Galaxy, where a group of friends also joined hands to cope with the Infinity Stone, which also possesses the great energy. So finally, the resurrection of the Big Clockman is happening, and oh yes, this is exactly what I had predicted many episodes ago, namely that this time Agent and the Big Clockman are in some sense the same character. And I was also right about the fact that he was placed in a different timeline. Okay, well, so the events of the universe that we're observing in this series are taking place in parallel with what is happening here. And I mean specifically that now we're witnessing the events of the 27th episode, which are taking place immediately after the Clockmen evacuated from their base. But here the big Clockman used his powers to prevent the Alpha from destroying his base. Or he changed the course of events so that she failed to destroy the Drillman's base, which is why we saw Titan Drillman fighting not on the Skibidi toilet side in this episode. In any case, it took his life, and now after his rebirth, he has sucked out the powers of all the Clockmen who participated in his repair, destroying them. Thanks to this, he has acquired simply amazing powers that allow him to foresee the future as well as travel between different timelines, which we could see in other special episodes. And based on the words of the time agent in the episode when he invaded the association room, there are 7 such dimensions that we may see soon. And now it becomes clear what this guy meant when he said that he had to sacrifice all of his friends. But let's get back to this episode. Immediately after the restoration of the big Clockman, this place begins to shake and collapse violently, as well as a loud clock sound appears, quite strongly resembling the sound of Titan Clockman. And that gave me an idea. I've already said that I think Big Ben can be a kind of source of power for the Clockmen, and in my previous video I said that this place looks like a kind of prison in which someone can be held captured whom the Clockmen want to hide, so that no one finds out about this person. And based on what we saw in this episode, this creature, which is also a Clockman according to the sounds that he makes, has some kind of incredible power that none of the agents can cope with. And thanks to that power, this guy was resurrected. But because of this operation, there was a risk that he can break out of this place. And it was this mysterious creature that the time agent talked about in the secret episode. And now it becomes clear why the association wants to destroy this Big Ben. It looks like other analysts and I are going to find out what secrets the Clockmen are hiding, but we'll find out how right I am about this in the next episodes of domstudio's Multiverse. So as I have said earlier, due to the resurrection of the time agent, this mysterious force began to break out, but the chief Clockman miraculously managed to survive this operation, which suggests that he is the strongest of all these guys. So he knocks with his cane once again with the last bits of his strength, locking up this source of power, which stops the sound of the clock tolling. But unfortunately for him, this action took away his last strength, and he falls completely unalive. And at the end of the special episode, we see how the Titans, who are absolutely unable to fight Counter-Titan, leave this place. And immediately after that, the time agent arrives on the roof of Big Ben. And after that, he uses his power and then disappears. Apparently, he left this timeline and flew to another one in an attempt to fix everything that happened in his universe, so that he eventually reached the universe, the development of which we are watching at the moment. Write your own theories about what do you think happened in this special episode, and be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss my new cool videos. And it was me, ISO Chad. See ya!